that the knowledge you need to know in order to be amazed by Allah and fear of Allah and love of Allah is to know about His creation. And today we have more knowledge about the creation of Allah than we have ever had in the history of humankind. Umar ibn Khattab could never look into a telescope, radiyallahu anhu. Nobody back in the day could see the James Webb telescope and the Milky Way and space and the beauty of what Allah has created. They did not know the details of the bees and the ants on this earth and how they move and how they socialize and how they feed each other and how they work with the flowers and the plants. This knowledge of Allah's creation was never known in the past. And as we learn more about Allah's creation, so we become more devoted to Him, so we become more amazed by Him, so we become more fear of Him and more in love with Him. So every parent should take the children outdoors. Take the children to the Peak District. And if you're indoors and the weather is bad, watch documentaries about nature. Watch documentaries, these BBC documentaries about planet Earth, about space, about the forests, about the seas. Turn off the cartoons and let them be amazed. And if you are an adult, you know one thing that we adults have lost. We are so busy with our chores and our work jobs and our children. We lost the ability to wander, to walk on the streets and look at the trees and look at the plants and listen to the birds chirping in the morning. There should be some time in our diary for this. People forget. When the Prophet ﷺ received the first revelation, where was he sitting? In a cave. What was he doing in a cave? He was reflecting. He was thinking. Do you know how far this cave was from his house? Anybody know? About 6 miles. Not 6 miles on a nice tarmac road, 6 miles in the Meccan terrain with the mountains and the rough. It would take approximately 1 hour for him to walk from his house to this cave. Why? Why would he go 1 hour away from home to sit in a cave before any revelation came? Everybody needs some time in a cave, even if it's not a real cave. If you put your phone on flight mode, airplane mode, you are in a cave. Sometimes when your kids go to sleep, turn off the devices and go and look at the sky outside in the garden with a cup of green tea. This is your cave. We all need time in the cave. 7 people in the cave. A whole surah was named after them, Suratul Kahf. The Prophet ﷺ received his first revelation in the cave of Hira. The Prophet ﷺ received revelation in the cave of Thawr when he's alone with Abu Bakr. Caves are very important to us. And if you can't create a physical one, then create a space and a time when you can just reflect, you and Allah and nobody else. You might be in a waiting room in a hospital. You might be waiting for your order in a restaurant. But if you can drown out all the noises and all the bills and all the notifications and all the people from your mind, and you can sit there and say, Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, Subhanallah al-Azim, you have achieved the status of being in the cave. Find your cave, wherever you may be. This is the practical thing I can give you from today. If we are distant from Allah's creation, we are distant from Allah. If our children are distant from Allah's creation, nothing can bring them to Allah.